Sup, you chuckle fucks? It's your boy Dark Ragu here with the what if. Wait, let me say that. I'm about to say what if Issei. No, what if Takamichi have a heavenly restriction? Part 2 of this what if, of this lovely what if, because it seemed that a lot of you people like watching it. I don't know how many likes were there on there, but the last time I kind of seen the views, it was like 130. It's more than half of the Takamichi what ifs that I have done, because I think the most that I have seen was 80 views, probably. I don't know, fuck it. I just want to continue on with this damn what if. The only reason why is because I'm gonna add some other characters. Not from Jujutsu Kaisen, no. Just some other characters that might be hand-to-hand combat in different animes. But not the point. Now, let me begin into what before I kind of ramble on. Now, before I actually I'm gonna ramble on a little bit. If you do not want to see me ramble on, I would just not put the timer. You're gonna have to find that out later. But not the point. Of course, I should mention that I did do a what if Issei was Suguru Getsu, mostly like a while ago. Of course, it seems like some people were very excited to actually find the what if. The only reason I did it is because, well, why the fuck not? I don't know. I just thought of it. But I already have the ideas of part 2 and maybe part 3, and even know how to end it, but not the point. My man is going to literally become somewhat Aizen, but not the point. Not the point. But of course, I already have those ideas. I should also mention, I also did want to mention on that what if, but I didn't mention it in the beginning. But mostly for what if Issei had the One Piece system, I might actually do a scripted one, because for that what if, it's going to get so confusing with me and the numbers, because it does have the system level, kind of like system level from Solo Leveling, but it is going to be somewhat of an RPG. At the same time, I'm going to keep it kind of him having to be able to spin for devil foods and like other, if you ever play Bloxburg, mostly from Roblox, you can spin devil fruits to kind of get whatever devil fruit, whatever. Mostly I put that as a feature, but not the point. But not the fucking point. Let me begin. Well, I'm definitely gonna script it. I might also not accidentally. I might actually like upload it on Webtoon when I just do script it, because I might not even have time, or I just not have time. I just want to put it somewhere where I can just like go on there and just kind of read it when I do the videos. But not the point. I'm definitely maybe I'll do the beginning and not the point. Let me just begin this as what if before I kind of ramble on and blah 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 blah, because I don't have that much time. I only have until like 3:30. No, yeah, 3:30. I'm go pick them up at 3:30. Not the point. Let me begin into this what if before I ramble the fuck on. Let me begin. Okay, so we begin into, well, Takemichi. Takemichi is right now at his house, and this is where, well, Takemichi left behind Junko for, well, mostly not really wanting to bother with Junko's and Ishima's kind of bullcrap, because she is a little weird. In his opinion, just creepily weird. Because, well, she tried to put him in a fucking limo, like tried to get him in the limo, but he's not dumb enough. So, of course, also she keeps looking at him for some reason. Not in a very lustful look, but I mean, somewhat lustful look, because he did kind of become much more muscular and stronger. So, of course, some of the girls in his, like, school has become quite lustful after him, which he doesn't like it, hell no. But then again, he doesn't care too much. So, of course, well, he's at his house right now training. This actually went on for mostly a week. He did show up to school somewhat. He had to just show up because, well, mostly if he didn't show up, Hinata would kind of chase him to bring his ass back to school. Yeah, and he doesn't want Hinata to just come to his house one day when he's like completely shirtless or whatever, and she just died from a blood nose. Because he knows that mostly a lot of girls, mostly their wet dreams, or mostly their kind of just like mostly dreams would be mostly seeing a very handsome guy with mostly having like muscular, like chiseled abs that makes almost any girl go just pass out. The only reason he knows this because in his previous life, mostly in Toji's Fujigoro's life, he remembers kind of being shirtless one time, and of course multiple girls from literally a fucking like high school kind of, or high school somewhat like just high school kind of like school. He was at least in his 20s, and of course multiple girls like literally had a blood nose stream out and just died at that point. Well, not died, but they were kind of in the hospital for a while. He already knows that mostly the girls are going to be similar to same, but yeah, in any age, but not the point. He just doesn't really want to deal with him after kind of dying right now. Like shit. But not the point. But of course, well, he's also been kind of, well, looking for potential kind of like mostly friends. Well, not friends, but mostly like he's thinking of creating a gang. The only reason why he's thinking of creating a gang is because he knows he might be enough to fight against like the whole army of Toma, but he already knows that there's going to be other gangs. He already figured out the other gangs. From the information he managed to collect was the other gangs in what's it called, Tokyo Shiba City is Toma, what's it called, Toma, Black Dragon, mostly Mobius or whatever the hell it's called, the Valhalla being the Headless Angels, and of course other gangs. He found out all those different types of gangs, so he will have to kind of make his own gang to kind of rival up with those. But he wants strong kind of like people, strong people to be the same kind of the same kind of like athlete body as him, and the same strength, and maybe in a different martial arts, but not the point. Just be able to kind of beat the shit out of the different gangs. He knows he's not a hero himself. He knows in his previous life in Toji Fujigaro, he was not a hero. He was a mercenary bounty hunter who just killed for money and just didn't give a shit about anyone else. He was just that much of a menace. He already knows that he's not a hero at all. Why the hell would he consider to be a hero? In that world, it was literally, there was zero heroes. I mean, the heroes that you would think would be like the Jujutsu Kaisen users, and mostly like the sorcerers, they were not heroes. They were also killers. Everything in that world was literally kill or be killed. But yeah. So of course he knows that he's not a hero. In this world, maybe there will one day be rising up a heroes to fight against all these gangs, but he is not that type of hero. He will probably be like more like an anti-hero, because he does not care about killing them. Killing like other people, because they might be older than him, but he doesn't care. He will snap someone's neck in an instant, like some kind of gang member. He does not care. He's on that demon time right now. But not the point. But we go into Takamichi one day kind of walking down mostly like a, well, not the red district. Well, it is kind of like the red district, but not the point, the red light district. But he was just walking through it because he just wanted to find more information about Toma or any of that, until he stumbled upon, well, mostly this like older man kind of like grabbing the like little, well, mostly girl's kind of hand. Like she seems to be around like mostly 15 or 14. He couldn't tell because she seemed a little tall, but not the point. He was also tall, but not the point either. But of course she had kind of blondish hair and purplish eyes. And of course, she was like trying to let this like older man let go of her. Of course, where, well, Takamichi was about to kind of like break this like older man's face in an instant with just a punch and knock him the fuck out, or probably kill him. Who cares? But this is where, well, someone else managed to grab this guy's arm in an instant. It was basically another kind of like older kid, or probably somewhere around probably the same age as him. He can't really tell, but mostly this person seems to be quite strong also. Well, somewhat quite strong. The blondish hair girl managed to leave, but not the point. She was quite angry, but this is where, well, she kind of just ignored him because, well, she doesn't want to cause a scene. But mostly the silver hair dude that appeared, mostly because he does have silverish hair, like silverish white hair, goldenish eyes, having a black kind of like mostly long sleeve kind of like, yeah, long sleeve tight shirt that shows mostly some of his muscles, white kind of like white pants that seem to be baggy as hell, similar to that of mostly Takamichi's like outfit. Well, mostly Takamichi wears mostly black shirt that's kind of tight, but of course it's kind of like mostly short sleeve, but not the point. This is where, well, he was kind of watching this person. This person seems to be some kind of karate master, and this is where the person right now like not chop the person's head, but mostly says, I see that you want to kiss someone, so let me, the guy said, I see you want to kiss someone, so let me give you a kiss. This is where he kisses his fist and knocks this guy out, like knocks this older guy out in an instant, just clocking the fuck out. Takamichi was interested in this person. The person seems to be a martial artist and quite a menace at the same time. He grins and decides to walk up to the person. This is where the person noticed Takamichi in an instant. Now Takamichi's hair has changed from mostly blondish hair to just kind of almost being fully black. Just letting it kind of become black. This is where, well, back to kind of looking like mostly Toji Fujiguro. He does have a scar on his like lip because mostly that scar on his lip for some reason appeared again after a while of training. For some reason it just appeared, but not the point. His eyes are still like a darkish blue but with a green tint. And this is where, well, he is kind of like looking at mostly this person. The person says, "What the hell do you want?" This is where, well, mostly the silver haired person said towards mostly not Isen, mostly Takamichi. Mostly Takamichi said, I don't really want anything. I'm just curious a little bit. How strong are you? This is where, well, mostly the silver haired person says, huh? How strong am I? You want to fight? You want to see how strong am I in a fight or what? Takamichi grins and says, yeah, I do. This is where, well, mostly the silver haired bastard right now sends a powerful attack straight to Takamichi, which Takamichi managed to dodge. Mostly, like, push his head to the back and managed to dodge an attack. This attack was like flowing through water in an instant, like a blue stream appeared, and almost hit him in the face. That's what Takamichi saw through his eyes. Luckily, since he had lots of experience in that world, in the Jujutsu Kaisen world, he seems to be able to dodge the attack. This is where he grins and says, quite interesting martial arts you have there. Takamichi right now jumps away from mostly the silver hair bastard. This is where, well, the silver hair bastard right now has his hair, I should mention, kind of does look like a V, but not the point. But of course, the person kind of grins and says, you're not that bad neither. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi kind of grins and says, let's see who's stronger then. This is where, oh, the silver hair bastard says, bring it. This is where both of them rush at each other. And of course, they're in an alleyway, so Takamichi right now kind of uses the wall ledge to jump on it and dodge an attack from the silver hair kind of guy. The silver hair guy tried to punch at Takamichi when Takamichi went to the wall, but he just like noticed how Takamichi jumped it, and of course, the attack smashed the wall and of course, kind of broke it. This is where we're making a hole. Takamichi then lands from the sky, axe kicking what's it called, mostly the guy. The guy managed to block with his hands, and this is where, well, he then grabs Takamichi from the leg and then just tosses him somewhere. This is where Takamichi managed to grab himself on top of mostly the wall in an instant, and decides to just right now grin and jump straight towards mostly the silver hair bastard. Both of them starts fighting in an instant. It doesn't even look like a straight up middle school battle. It straight up looks like a fucking battle of just monsters. Monsters with just supernatural strength. This is where, well, or mostly not supernatural strength, superhuman strength. This is where both of them just are clashing in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi sends a kick while the other guy sends a kick, and it seems to be able to copy mostly Takamichi's kind of fighting style. Takamichi noticed the guy kind of copying his fighting style, which he kind of notices, and this is where Takamichi decides to remember how the guy's kind of like fighting style was. This is where the guy was about to like send a, well, mostly send his own flowing style straight towards Takamichi. It was called, mostly the flowing style that he uses was called, or mostly martial arts, it was called, mostly water stream, a rock smashing fist. So water stream rock smashing fist. This is where, well, mostly the silver hair bastard right now has mostly these like bluish kind of like glow on his hand, and right now trying to attack Takamichi in an instant with mostly these fast moving attacks. Takamichi notices and of course decides to recreate the same kind of technique as well the silver hair dude. This is where, well, both of them starts clashing in each punch being the same amount of attack. This is where, well, the silver hair right now just won his eyes after kind of realizing that Takamichi managed to copy his own martial arts. This is where, well, this silver hair dude right now smiles in an instant saying, oh, so it seems you seem to be an awesome martial artist master. Or not martial artist master, but mostly another one of those people that can copy the technique, can't you? Takamichi says, well, I kind of noticed how you were copying my techniques, so I decided to copy yours. What's wrong? You kind of hate it or what? This is what mostly the silver hair bastard says. No, I just want to know if you can copy two at once. This is what, well, mostly the silver hair bastard kind of right now has a reddish glow on the other hand, and of course a bluish glow on his right hand. Mostly in his left hand is red, while his well, let me say it again. Left hand red, right hand blue. But this is where, well, mostly this person right now said water stream rock smashing fist for his right hand, and his left hand is, well, warping wind, iron cutting fist for his red kind of flow. While mostly Takemichi notices and of course decides to copy at the same time. Right now, making the silver hair person widen his eyes, and of course he widened his eyes for a second, but this is where Takemichi decides to grab both of mostly the silver hands, like the silver hair kind of like hands in an instant, by blocking both of the attacks from mostly the silver hair. And the silver hair widened his eyes, and this is where, well, he was confused until mostly his hands were grabbed in an instant. Of course, this is where he gets a powerful knee up to his chin, knocking his shit up. This is where he coughs a bit of blood out, and this is where he spits it out. Puh. Quite interesting. You're strong. Tell me, what's your name? Takamichi says, I'll tell you my name if you tell me yours after it. This is where, well, mostly the silver hair kind of just grins and says, why not? The name Garu. Garu. This is where, well, mostly he said. Well, Garu, what's it called? So this is where, well, he doesn't really have a last name in One Punch Man, but I'm just going to give him Garu Gin. So that's what Gin is, just means silver in mostly Japanese, but not the point. But this is where, well, or not Gin, no, wait. No, his name isn't Gin. It's Gin Okami. But yeah, pretty much just means silver wolf. But yeah, that's what it just fully means, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi nodded and says, okay, then my name is Takamichi Fujigoro. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi right now changes his last name from Hanagaki to Fujigoro in an instant. This is where, well, mostly Garu grins and says, quite interesting. You're quite interesting there, Takemichi. So, what was this whole fight about? I know I didn't really piss you off in any way, shape, or form, did I? No, I just wanted to see how strong you were in fighting hand-to-hand combat. Well, I am strong, you can see from mostly my fighting style. Yes, I can see that now. But I only wanted to see that to ask you if you wanted to join a fun gang. This is where, well, Garu narrowed his eyes and says, I don't really like joining gangs. No. Not a gang to just like do whatever the fuck mostly gangs do, but fight other gangs. Aren't you here to look for strong opponents? It's kind of boring if you just walk around to just fight other people. I have tried to do that, and I haven't found any gang yet. This is where Garu kind of looks at mostly Takamichi and says, continue. This is where, well, Takamichi grins and notice how mostly he managed to catch Garu's attention. Takamichi says, pretty much that I want to make a gang, not just for the freedom and other shit fun and other stuff, but to fight other gangs. You see here, I'm going for one Pacific gang entirely, and that is Toma. I don't know, they kind of just piss me off most of the time. That's also means that I want to fight the other gang, like the gang leaders. But most of the time I have to just bring other people with me to have my back in the whole kind of gang. I can do it by myself, but it would take a while and annoyment to fight against fodder half the time. But I know half of their leaders are usually strong. I don't know, I just thought about this one time. This is where, well, mostly Garu thinks about this and says, fine, I'll join it. So, where's the other members? This is where, well, mostly Takamichi swatch off and say, about that. You can't be telling me I'm the first one. Yes, sir, Takamichi says, well, yeah, you are. I only thought about this recently. This is where mostly Garu swatch offs and just sighs and decides to just chuckle, saying, so what, am I like vice captain or what? Just because I'm the first one here. I guess you can become vice captain. I gotta look for more people, and I just don't want to find fodder people. That's what I want. I want to create a gang that's quite powerful, that has people that I can somewhat trust. Not really. Garu chuckles and just says, I can see. This is where almost see Garu says, so, are we gonna find the people that we're gonna need or what? Yeah, pretty much. Also, I should say one thing. Nice kind of sucker punch to that one old dude. This is where, well, mostly Garu says, you saw, didn't you? Yeah, I did. This is where, Garu nodded and saying, I don't like that old bastard and what he was trying to do. So, of course, I clocked the motherfucker out of, well, mostly the motherfucker until next week. Yeah, I saw that. This is where, well, both of them are just talking and walking, but yeah. Now, this is where, well, mostly now Garu is actually with him. So, yes, Garu is actually from One Punch Man, but Garu's kind of past life story is that he did get killed by mostly Saitama in the battle between Galaxy Form and Saitama. But when that happened, mostly instead of Garu just being reincarnated into something else, like reincarnated into the One Punch Man War, he was actually reincarnated into mostly the Tokyo Revenge World, making him a new kind of person. And of course, his last name is basically Gine Okio-sen. Oh, it just means silver wolf, but not the point. So that's the thing. Now, he does still have the memories of somewhat the flowing techniques. Not all of them, but he still has some of the memories. Of course, making him be able to have the flowing techniques, but not fully the memories of him, like fighting against monsters, gods, and like even Saitama, and like S-rank heroes. He still has the whole same attitude as like he fight for the underdogs only, those who can't protect themselves. He's not a hero, he's a monster somewhat, but not the point. This is where, well, mostly Garu is actually going with mostly Takamichi to basically fight against other gangs, but why not? He kind of did lose from the fact that Takamichi managed to land a powerful kind of knee strike to his chin, which in his opinion, shows that Takamichi is someone to be not messed with. Because Takamichi's like knee was so powerful that he almost got knocked out, but luckily he managed to lower the blow thanks to the fact he breathed in and out. Well, mostly like breathed in, but wasn't too tense because he know he was gonna get hit anyway. So of course he made sure that to make it soft enough blow before it can actually like hurt him more than ever. So yeah. Of course, we'll see that happen. This is where, well, Takamichi and God are just kind of like walking now. But yeah, they're going to look for other people to like fight and make them join the gang. But because why not? This is where Garu did kind of question out one thing. What's a gang name? This is where, well, Takamichi switched up to say, oh shit, about that. Garu says, you do not fucking know, do you? About that, I will, well, about that, no, I don't have a gang name. Bruh, you suck. This is where Takamichi says, fuck off. This is where, well, mostly, both of them are just keep walking, but yeah. While both of them are just gonna keep walking around, they did kind of bump into another person. The person seems to be quite powerful and strong, in mostly their opinion, but mostly, wait. Now, they found another person to kind of, like, try to ask him, but they know that they're gonna have to fight this man. But this is where, well, the other person is this guy with kind of bluish hair, and of course, this is where, well, he seems to have a mask on his, like, underneath his, well, not underneath, mostly to the side of his face, kind of. It looked to be like a skull mask, but not the point. It could be part of his face, but well, for all they know, but mostly the person seems to be quite an active fighter because, well, he was throwing mostly hands with a small gang, but not the point. Mostly just kicking the shit with them all, like breaking their bones and then instantly. Now, of course, well, Garu was the one to finally, well, mostly meet this guy and kind of meet him for the first time. Even what's it called, Takamichi met him when they kind of like saw each other, but yeah. But this is where, well, the blue hair person says, huh? Are you guys here to fight me? He has kind of bluish eyes and kind of like this green tint near his like eyelids or whatever. And this is where, well, he says, huh? Are you here guys to fight me? Bring it on then. I really want a good challenge. This is where Garu says, I really don't want to fight this guy right now because you hit the shit out of me in my chin. So how about you go ahead, leader? This is where, well, we'll see. Takamichi says, whatever. I guess I'll fight this man. This is where, well, mostly the blue hair says, huh? You guys aren't fighting together? Well, you're gonna lose. Besides, if both of you fight separate. This is where, well, Garu says, I wouldn't say that much, but you know what? You can fight him. This is where the blue hair says, whatever, bring it! This is where, well, the blue hair just jumps down to the ground in an instant from most of the pile of bodies. And this is where he grins right now fighting against Takamichi. This is where both of them right now swings a punch. Or mostly, it was the blue hair that swings a powerful punch. But this is where Takamichi managed to block it with a kind of one arm. And this is where the blue hair was surprised, getting his punch just blocked. This is where he grins in an instant saying, bring it on then. This is where, well, mostly he starts kind of fighting against mostly Takamichi. Takamichi just easily blocking the attacks from mostly the blue hair. This is where all the movements from the blue hair are quite easy to read. But this is where, well, a powerful kind of kick smashes into Takamichi, but it didn't actually hurt Takamichi too much. He just got pushed a little bit. This is where, well, Takamichi says, that was a good hit there. Well, I'm guessing that you won't join my gang until I kick your ass, wouldn't you? This is where mostly the blue hair gang. Huh, I don't join anyone's gang. I'm just here for a good fight. So show me how strong you are. This is where mostly Takamichi grins and says, so you're you're that type of person. Good to know. This is where Takamichi dodges the attack from mostly the blue hair. And right now kind of grabs the blue hair's kick in an instant. Right now twisting it. And of course this is where he punches a kick in an instant. Mostly the leg. Right now kind of probably hurting the bone. But this is where, the blue hair managed to kind of try to get away from mostly Takamichi's kind of grasp. And so Takamichi just pulls the leg straight, mostly pulling mostly the blue hair straight towards him, punching him right in the face. The blue hair right now smashes to the ground, but this is where instead of the blue hair getting knocked out easily, he had blood kind of streaming down his nose, and this is where he grins saying, you think that's all? You're quite interesting. You're quite powerful also. So bring it! This is where, he decides to go on all, four, mostly four hand style, by kind of just rushing straight to Takamichi like if he was a wild animal. And this is where he tries to claw at Takamichi in an instant, which Takamichi dodged the attack, and right now kind of send a powerful kick straight towards the blue hair's kind of chin. The blue hair managed to dodge mostly the kick, and this is where, he then kind of, mostly landed beside Takamichi, not Takamichi, so what the hell? Takamichi trying to send a blue, mostly not blue claw, mostly a claw straight towards Takamichi's face again. This is where Takamichi managed to grab the claw by using his hands, and of course mostly just grab it onto mostly the guy's kind of hands also, which made the blue hair say, what the? This is where Takamichi right now pulls him and punches him right in the face, and then knees him right in the stomach, and then launching him down to the ground. This is where, the blue hair right now cough up a bit of spit and maybe some blood, but this is where he says, this is quite interesting. You're quite strong, but I won't lose. This is where before the blue hair can even say that he won't lose, a powerful kick smashes into the guy's head, knocking him out in an instant. Stop talking already. You're annoying. This is where, mostly the guy got knocked out in an instant. This is where Gato says, ooh, shit, that guy got knocked out. Well, it was better if he wouldn't talk too much, but God, he seems to be quite powerful in taking a lot of punches. He actually lasted a little bit longer than I did. Well, you gave up. Yeah, I gave up because I already knew that you were powerful. You were holding back, just like you were holding back on the blue hair. You didn't kill him fully. I noticed that your punches can actually kill someone, can't they? Yes, we'll see. Takamichi says, I have no clue what you're talking about. Yeah, stop bullcrapping. This is where, we'll see. Takamichi chuckles and says, whatever. This is where, the blue hair wake up after a while, and this is where, he just say, my fucking neck, that hurt like a son of a... This is where, mostly he gets thrown a bag of ice straight to his head, and this is where he say, ow, you son of a... I'm gonna kill whoever... Ah, shit, you two. He grabs a bag of ice and puts it in his fucking neck and just says, fuck you. This is where he growls at mostly Takamichi. Takamichi says, oh yeah, shut the hell up already. Are you gonna join my gang or not? You got your ass kicked in an instant. This is where mostly the person grit his teeth and says, yeah, whatever. Unless I'm not gonna listen to any of your orders, I'm going to just fight whoever I want. And that's pretty much what the gang is about anyway. That's where, Takamichi just said. Pretty much you can fight any motherfucker, any gang, just not normal civilians. I'm not trying to fight against just normal civilians. Unless it's the cops, I don't care either. This is where most of the blue hair says, huh, interesting. So you are going to let me fight any gang. Even if the gang is powerful enough, I might get my ass kicked. Oh, please. With your strength and power not to give up most of the time, I had to give you a very powerful kick to knock you out. So there's no way in hell some people can be powerful. This is where the blue hair kind of grits his teeth and just sighs a little bit and just says, whatever. It kind of is embarrassing that I got knocked out by one kick to the fucking neck. If it makes you feel any better, that kick to the neck was actually hitting a pressure point to knock you out easier. This is where we almost see the person scoff and just say cheap tactics. This is where, mostly the blue hair says. This is where, mostly Takamichi says, no, I just use my brain. This is where, the blue hair saying, so you're saying that I don't have a brain? This is where Gato says, yeah, that's basically what he said. This is where the mostly blue hair glares at Gato, and mostly Gato glares at him, but yeah, not the point. This is where, mostly Takamichi puts his hand up and says, stop, I'm not here for mostly two members right now to start squaring up and fighting in the middle of daylight. or not middle of daylight, mostly the middle of this fucking park we're at. This is where we'll see the blue hair stops and says, "So, what's your name?" This is where the blue hair kind of asks Takemichi. Takemichi for Fujigoro. This is where we'll see the blue hair glares at mostly Garu. Garu says, "Garu, gin okyu kyum sam." Let me say it again. Okami, gin okami. This is where mostly the blue hair sighs and say, "Fine, you're gonna have to know my name because I feel like you're just gonna call me blue hair." This is where Garu says, I mean that wasn't the case, but I mean that was the case at the same time. Blue hair glares back at see Garu. Garu glares at him. The blue hair sighs and says, "Whatever." The name's Grimjaw. Grimjaw, what's it called? Grimjaw Jaeger Yaquez. This is where he said. This is where mostly Takamichi says, "Well, you Hispanic or something?" This is where the blue hair, who does have mostly kind of tannish skin, says, "Yeah, of course. I'm actually half Hispanic and half mostly Asian, but not the point. I really don't know who my freaking father was. I guess he is Hispanic, since I don't know I do know who my mother is, but not the point." This is where mostly Takamichi nodded, saying, "I see." This is where Grimjaw says, "Well, where's the other members then?" Gato says, "This idiot just made it a while ago, so yeah, guess what? We're the only 3 here in this gang, and this idiot doesn't even know what to name it." This is where mostly Takamichi growls and what's it called? Gato and says, "Shut up, stop calling me an idiot. I recently thought of this. I don't know how to make a gang entirely because I never was a part of a gang. I just understand the basics of what the gang does." Is it right, mostly Grimjaw sighs and says, "I see. I never was a part of a gang neither, but at least I can understand that, yes, I get to fight strong people. But I don't know how many captains you're going to be making." This is where mostly Gato says, "I guess I'm vice captain, this guy's captain, and I guess you're going to be what's it called, left-handed captain. Mostly vice captain also." That's why we'll see Grimjaw nodding and saying, "Well, that does make sense. But we do need fodder members, don't we?" This is where Takamichi says, "I mean, maybe? Not entirely. Fodder members just are there to fight other fodder." This is where mostly Grimjaw nodded and says, "I guess that is true. So we're looking for more other people similar to our strength and power?" Kind of the same, yeah. Mostly martial artists who actually want to be a part of, mostly to fight against other gangs. But yeah, this is where mostly Grimjaw nodded. "So what gang are we gonna be fighting anyway?" Well, since we don't have many members, let's see who to fight. This is where Takamichi looks down at mostly, or not looks down, looks at mostly one of the people who were knocked out a while ago. Mostly kind of wake up and walk around. This is where, he basically had a symbol, and this is where Takamichi says, "What symbol is that?" This is where Grimjaw looks at it and says, "I don't know, I just kind of plucked them out just because they're annoying. They wanted a piece of me, and so I kicked the shit out of them. And besides, I was hungry to go get ramen, that's why I was basically on top of those guys. They just pissed me off and I took their shit." Takamichi nodded and says, "So, you don't know what gang they're part of?" "I don't care that much neither. I think they're just from a lower gang." "I see. Let's see. The only gangs that I know are Mobius, Black Dragon, Toma, and other gangs, but mostly... Actually, I would love to fight Valhalla, but mostly, I don't know where they're at, but I do know where Mobius are usually at. Right now, Garu said." This is where, mostly both Takamichi and even, what's it called, mostly Grimjaw says, "Where?" This is where, mostly Garu says, "They're mostly usually are at this park sometimes. I don't know why they're mostly at this park. They're mostly at this park just to kind of beat the shit out of random people for no other reason than just being pricks most of the time. I had a fight with them recently and I kicked the shit out of them. But yeah, they weren't nothing to me." "I see. Have you seen the leader or what?" "The leader I think just has a red kind of like jumpsuit jacket or whatever the hell it is. The others are just grayish and they're nothing but fodder but weaklings. They can only fight when they're actually in a group." "I see." Takamichi says, "Then I guess I would like to fight this leader of theirs." What is her leader name?" "I don't fucking know and I don't care too much. He's just some blondish guy that smokes somewhat." "Well, we're gonna kick the shit out of him then." This is where they kind of show up to the, what's it called, park to kind of like find a situation where mostly a bunch of guys were about to kind of like this kind of like girl, and the guy was actually helpless. Mostly it was actually like this guy and girlfriend that were walking down the park, and mostly Mobius wanted to attack them. So mostly like in original canon, those two people, that's why mostly Toma fought against mostly Mobius. But this is where, mostly Takamichi saw the situation and says, disgusting. This is where, mostly Grimjaw and Garu nod and says, agree. Amen, Grimjaw said. This is where, mostly Grimjaw sees a little pebble rock right now on the ground. He just kicked the shit of it. The rock smashes into the guy that was about to kind of like get the girl's kind of like, mostly like, put his hand onto the girl's kind of like face, which the girl was crying, but this is where the rock smashes into the guy, knocking him out. Probably poking his eye out also because he was screaming, but just passes out there after a while. This is where, mostly both Garu, Takamichi, and even Grimjaw were just walking straight towards him. This is where, mostly Mobius says, huh? What the hell? Why is there a bunch of kids right here? You know, kids, you should probably go to sleep with your mommy or well, blah, 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 blah. This is where Takamichi says, I'm probably going to take out the leader. The leader was the red one, right? This is where, and Garu says, yep. I guess we're gonna have to fight against Father Grimjaw. Grimjaw says, fuck that, I'm fighting against the leader. This is where Grimjaw rushes straight towards mostly the group of people. Of course, Garu did the same. With their blinding speed, literally made all the Mobius take a look straight towards the direction of Takamichi and realize where the fuck did the other two appear or disappear. This is where, they realized that some of the members of mostly Mobius are getting just ripped apart in an instant. Not literally, but just getting the shit, just beat the shit out of them. This is where, all of them were just getting knocked out, just thrown out of the way, and of course, where, the leader of mostly Mobius was smoking a cigar and says, what the? This is where, not cigar, cigarette, and this is where, he says, what the? But this is where Takamichi appears before even Grimjaw appearing. This is where Takamichi sends a powerful kind of like kick to the side of the head, smashing the guy down to the ground in an instant. Right now also landing him beside a tree. This is where Mobius members widen their eyes after seeing their leader just get taken out. All of them decide to try to run away. This is where, Grimjaw didn't like kind of the fact that mostly his leader managed to take out the leader. This is where, he was annoyed, so of course he decided to take out his anger against mostly Mobius group members. This is where Garu didn't really care. He was also pretty mad, but at the same time, he's taking free money from mostly these losers because, they had money on them. But yeah, basically just took some of their fucking cash, but whatever. It wasn't much because they're all pathetic in mostly both Garu and Grimjaw's eyes. And Takamichi didn't do shit, but just knocked out one person when one person tried to kind of use a metal pipe to hit Takamichi in the head. Which it hit him in the head, but it didn't really do shit towards Takamichi. It just made Takamichi angry enough to just punch this guy in the face so hard, knocking him out. But yeah, other people wind their eyes after seeing Takamichi's truly monstrous strength, with the other two making them mostly the trio of monsters. Right now running away, but they weren't fast enough from Grimjaw kind of going on all four legs. Mostly all four kind of like mostly using his limbs to move faster than mostly the bikes can be able to kind of outrun them. But yeah, motorcycles. This is where, Grimjaw was basically kind of grabbing one of the motorcycles and just running into the others. But yeah, so pretty much it was a massacre for Mobius, literally. Because some of them arms, legs, probably someone's head, it's all broken. Some of them just bleed to almost death because, they almost just died from the fact they fought against these guys. They were scared. All of them were scared. Mostly, they would never fight against this group of, like, children again. Because literally, this group of generation of children is literally just terrifying monsters. This is where, Takamichi walked up to the two kind of, like, girl and guy. The girl was scared. Of course, where, mostly the guy was still kind of unable to move, which Takamichi says, dude, you're pathetic as hell. Not gonna lie, how the fuck did you get taken out by a bunch of people? You should at least run instead of fighting. But whatever. This is where Takamichi grabs the guy's kind of like shirt, who was kind of loosely kind of like ripped off of him, and just kind of grab it off of this dude and just throw it upon the girl and says, you two hurry up and leave. This is not a kind of sight for you two to stay here. This is where the girl gets up, and of course where she runs off, just running straight back to her house or something. And of course where, the guy kind of gets up slowly and says, are you guys from Toma? This is where Takamichi glares at the guy and says, Toma? Why the fuck are we from Toma in the first place? We're a new type of gang here, and our gang name is going to be... This is where, well, Garu and mostly Garu and Grimjaw does not know what Takamichi is gonna pick the name, and this is where Takamichi says, "The name is not for you to know." This is where, well, Grimjaw and Garu almost fell down because, well, clearly, Takamichi had an idea, but then he just thought about no, just because it sounded kind of cringy, but not the point. This is where, well, he was actually thinking of something else, but yeah. This is where the person says, "Not for me to know, is that really the name?" This is where, well, Takamichi says, "No, that's not the name. I'm just not gonna tell you. Now fuck off already, before I break your fucking knees." This is where the guy says, "Yes, sir." He starts running away, slowly walking away, but still managing to move. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi sighs, and this is where, well, mostly Garu and Grimjaw kind of walks over here. Of course, this is where Grimjaw is taking someone's wallet and just like throwing the wallet away after grabbing the money, but yeah. This is where, well, mostly Garu and Grimjaw says, "You really do not have a name for this gang, do you?" Takamichi says, "I had a name, I just don't think it's going to be good enough." What was it? The Mythical Monsters? That sounds like the stupidest name ever. This is where mostly Takamichi says, "Okay, you come up with a better fucking name then." This is where, well, both of them say, ooh. This is where, well, mostly, both of them just switch up and say, "Okay, we can't think of anything else." This is where, well, mostly Takamichi says, "The only reason I thought of this because, well, mostly the mythical animal I usually kind of go for is a Chinese or mostly Eastern dragon. And from mostly my understanding, your name is just means Silver Wolf, last name." This is where Garu nodded. This is where, well, mostly Takamichi says, "And your kind of fighting style reminds me way too much of a panther." This is where, well, mostly, or puma, or panther, whatever the hell it is. This is where, well, mostly Grimjaw nodded. Say, "Okay, now we understand. So that's why you kind of fight kind of weird like a dragon somewhat. A raging dragon sometimes." This is where Takamichi nodded. "So that's why you picked that name. Weird name at the same time. Fuck you. Pick something else then, jackass." This is where, well, they were like, "Yeah, nah, we good. How about you just stick with that name then?" This is where Takamichi says, "Fuck off. Whatever." This is where, well, mostly they start kind of walking away. Of course, well, mostly Grimjaw and Garu well, they do go to a different school from Takamichi. But of course, where Takamichi just says to come to the school, so it'd be much easier to kind of have a meeting instead of just dealing with random bullcrap from each other's school if they even have to go over there. This is where, well, they switch off to say whatever, why not? Because they mostly just beat the shit out of their own kind of members in that school anyway. So it'd be fun to have other people to kind of pick a fight with them in that school because it's much closer to some of the gangs. But yeah, because most of their schools are kind of in the outer region of what's it called, Tokyo, Shiba City. But yeah, this is where, well, we go into mostly a time skip. The next day happening. This is where Takamichi is kind of going to school, and this is where, well, mostly he is tired from the fact last night was kind of interesting, but of course he didn't really care. He knocked the fuck out of the gang leader Mobius. Like, he doesn't remember the leader's name because, well, I don't remember it because I don't care. He was just nothing but fodder in my eyes somewhat, but not the point. He was just sighing, saying, whatever. I wonder what's going to happen today. I wonder if those two already are enrolled to the school already. This is where, well, he's sighing, and this is where, well, mostly just yawning until someone appeared right in front of him. It's the same blondish hair girl with the two pigtails, and of course, the well, it's none other than Junko Nishima. Junko says, "So, why are you so tired there, Takamichi-kun?" This is where, well, mostly Takamichi says, "Stop calling me Takamichi-kun." Why the hell are you calling me Takamichi-kun? Wasn't the first reaction to call me Takamichi-san and then Takamichi-kun? Why are you calling me Takamichi-kun now? That's where, well, mostly Junko says, I don't know why. You don't like it? I thought it would make you kind of mostly interested in me if I call you Kun. Maybe you have a blush and other stuff. Well, I don't. Now, can you fuck off with me? This is where, well, mostly Junko pouts and decides to just follow him anyway. This is where, well, mostly she just wanted to show a little bit of her cleavage just to try to get, well, mostly Takamichi to get interested in her, but it doesn't work. Takamichi is a menace, not a fucking simp. But yeah, this is where, well, mostly Takamichi says, "Really, fuck off. Why are you like this?" That's where, oh, she grit her teeth and just gets angry, just walks away with a very frustration kind of walk. She walks away after a while, but yeah. Mostly we go into Takamichi just workshopping at this, but whatever. Takamichi says, I don't understand girls way too much. First she's after me for some reason, lustfully, and now she's still after me. I thought she'd give up after a while. Also, that reminds me, Hima needs to still talk to her and also talk to Nagato, but yeah. Maybe I can make sure that Nagato doesn't kill himself in the near future. Or maybe I should just stop the gangs entirely than just talking to Nagato. Whatever. Time to get to school. Such an annoying fucking day. This is where Takamichi gets to school. Of course, where when he gets into his class is where, well, two other new enrollment students appear. This is where, well, one was actually Garu Gin Okiyokami. Wait, yeah, not the point. This is where, well, the other one was Grimjaw Jaeger Yaquez, but not the point. This is where, well, most of these students, body girls, for the body of mostly the girls, were just interested in entirely, mostly that side of mostly the female population. While the guys were jealous because there were two pretty boys, because mostly Takamichi changed it to becoming a pretty boy somewhat, having blackish kind of hair instead of blondish hair, but yeah, and instead of having it in his goofy kind of style, he has it mostly down, but yeah. Does it work? Oh, mostly everyone just switch up as saying two people, but yeah. But not the point. This is where, well, mostly Junko kind of sees these two people, but of course they noticed, Junko also noticed that mostly those two people seem to took a glance at mostly Takamichi. Of course, where, well, mostly, they seem to be knowing who exactly Takamichi is, which made Junko kind of interesting. She might be able to manipulate this. Maybe. This is where, well, mostly both of them just sat somewhere, but not the point. Not sat beside each other because, first of all, they still don't like each other at all. Like, they surely are a part of the same gang, just not really liking each other at all, but yeah. But other than that, I'm thinking of leaving it off here for mostly part 2 of this What If. Part 3 would be whenever, but for right now, I'll be leaving it off because I might have fucked up some words and I might be a little tired. But not the point. See you, bye, and yeah, bye.